Welcome to the pilot episode of Whitespace, Behind the Valuation, where RGM Sports founder Bryce Root gives you access to the content ecosystem valuations he's working on. First up, the USL Championship Western Conference.
All right, so we're actually evaluating two teams currently, Monterey Bay FC as well as the Oakland Root. So we're going to start off with two that are local, that have big fandom from myself that I just love. And so there's 6 categories that we're evaluating each of these teams on. There's reach, engagement, conversion, sponsorship, data, and the overall organization. So the way this works is we're taking the average score within each of those buckets and then looking at that, and we'll have an unweighted score that we'll be providing, but then we'll also have a weighted score because that's much more important because there's some of those categories that hold a little bit more weight, no pun intended. So sponsorship and brand monetization, definitely much more weighted, but also conversion and direct revenue impact. That's also weighted pretty heavily. But reach and engagement also have, they're kind of in the middle. They have some weight to it, but just not as much as those first two that I mentioned. And then we have the organization and data. They round out the kind of the bottom half, still have some weight, but that's how we're kind of managing the numbers. And I'll give you a quick glance at the breakdown that I did some time ago pre-World Cup, because the World Cup is actually changing the dynamic of all the opportunity that goes along with the USL. Because they do have competition with what the MLS is up to. So I'm going to bring up. So here you can see there's a number of teams kind of with the opportunity. This is all, I started to look at MLS as well. But basically, everything that I am evaluating currently is the current state of the USL clubs. What's next is I'm going to be dropping in the white space, hence the name of the show. The white space, the opportunity that they have, and I'll be projecting out multiple years as to what that looks like for the club. Based on what I've done previously with studying the USL, there's definite white space for just about every club. There's maybe a couple that are super on top of what they're doing, but there's a massive opportunity for them to 2x, 3x plus their sponsorship and partnership income, but even more so via content, have impact on game day tickets, food and beverage, and the list goes on. So there's a lot here, but wanted to give you a peek into my systems and how they work. Very proprietary as to how I go into it, but wanted to give you a definite peek into what's going on behind the scenes when I create the data and kind of rate and compare all the different entities, go into vast detail of comparing other leagues and worldwide, globally. All sorts of things go into my practice of evaluating and creating a valuation number for someone's sports properties valuation for their content program and their ecosystem. So stay tuned, more to come. Just looking at the first 2 clubs here, you can see some of the intel so far that I've been gathering. That's Monterey Bay, and then Oakland. You see the numbers are a little bit higher. They have a pretty stellar content program. But there's white space for them. So we'll get to that shortly. I'm going to do the current state for all clubs first, and then we'll go into the projections as to what they have at their fingertips. Okay, thanks for watching.
We hope you enjoyed this edition of Whitespace. The series gives you a peek into Bryce's valuation and audit process for creating intricate content ecosystems for Tier 2 and niche sports properties. If you'd like the no-nonsense breakdown of how it would work for you, just message Bryce or visit the links below this video. Thanks for watching.